Deputy Speaker, and my questions are to the Minister assisting the Prime Minister on the Public Service and Cabinet, and they go to the critical issues for the delivery of government services and the accountability of government. An essential part of good government is the need for a strong, professional and well-resourced public service. The role of public servants is critical in our democratic system. Their responsibilities include providing frank and fearless advice to government, managing public finances and multi-billion-dollar programs, and the day-to-day service delivery and interaction with the Australian people. Labor values the role of the Australian Public Service. That's because Labor believes in the role of government in delivering a more prosperous and productive economy and a fairer and more just society. By contrast, the Liberals and Nationals have entrenched ideological hostility to the role of government. So it comes as no surprise that this Liberal government has diminished and devalued the role of the public service. They have cut thousands of public service jobs, including in frontline service delivery. They've contracted out more and more public service functions to expensive private sector consultants. They have presided over major fiascos when it comes to value for money in government administration. And they are led by a Prime Minister who has failed to enforce his own standards of ministerial conduct, a failure which has eroded standards of accountability and integrity and eroded the level of public trust in government institutions. Deputy Speaker, people in my electorate rely heavily on government services like education, healthcare, social security and disability support services. They've been telling me that the level and quality of these services has been deteriorating under this government and that the cuts to services are hurting them in their everyday lives. Since being elected, this Liberal government has cut nearly 15,000 jobs from government agencies including Medicare, Centrelink and the Department of Home Affairs. In the last 6 years, the Liberals have cut nearly 10% of the jobs in the APS, even though Australia's population has grown by nearly 10% over this period. The need for public services is increasing as our population grows and ages, yet the government keeps running down these services. In its election policies, the government announced a further $1.5 billion in cuts to departmental funding over the forward estimates. This will mean a further erosion of the quality and level of services provided to the community. The impact of diminished service quality is real and felt by ordinary Australians every day. The Liberals have cut more than 5,000 jobs from Centrelink. This has driven a blowout in processing times for aged pensions, which sees thousands of seniors running down their savings as they wait 6 months or more for their pension. The Liberals have botched the implementation of the National Disability Insurance Scheme, and this means people with disabilities are waiting for up to a year for their plan to be finalised. The Liberals have cut thousands of jobs from the Department of Human Services while spending hundreds of millions of dollars on labour hire contractors to staff compliance functions and call centres run by private firms. The result is that more than 46 million phone calls from Australians seeking to access basic entitlements and services went unanswered in 2017-18. Let me repeat that, Madam Deputy Speaker. In 2017-18, 46 million phone calls to government services such as Centrelink went unanswered. And last weekend, the Canberra Times reported that Australia's National Scientific Research Agency, CSIRO, has been forced to tell Australia's next generation of scientists to get an ABN as it tries to work around the government's staffing caps by hiring new talent as external contractors. This is insanity, Madam Deputy Speaker. The government likes to tell us they know how to manage money, yet we've seen major fiascos when it comes to value for money and standards of accountability in the management of government contracts. The government's incompetence and inability to secure value for money major contracts has been revealed repeatedly by the Auditor-General. We have seen $423 million in contracts for garrison services in Papua New Guinea issued with no public tender process to a company with a beach shack as its headquarters. A scathing report by the Auditor-General in 2016-17 on contract management in the immigration portfolio, and the Shonky decision to award $443 million to the Great Barrier Reef Foundation. So, Madam Deputy Speaker, my questions to the Minister are: how many public service jobs will go under the government's latest $1.5 billion in cuts to departmental funding? What impact will these job losses have on the delivery of services to the Australian people? And will he apologise to the thousands of pensioners and NDIS families in my electorate who are forced to wait for essential services and answers because of this government's chronic cuts?